Welcome back to Cryptic, everyone. Today we are talking about every single species slash race of alien that I could find. I went to different cult websites, I went to occult websites, found every single type of alien that people have said they've seen, and just as a little side thing, we're going to be talking about what we think they might smell like.
I'm kind of curious as far as if, a handful of years go by, if this is going to get us canceled. If aliens start popping out of the woodworks and they're like, yo, dude, you gave us a bad rating. We smell fantastic, like Old Spice or something. But I feel like YouTube just doesn't like the topic of which races are going to be ranked on a tier list. So we're going to see how that one goes.
First on our list is the Greys. Everybody knows the Greys. They're typically depicted as a gray skinned humanoid being that possesses reduced forms of or completely lacks human body parts like noses, ears, or sex organs. They're usually depicted as being elongated, having a small chest, and lacking in muscular definition and visible skeletal structure. And their legs they're short and they usually have large heads. We all know what greys look like. They got the big eyes. And
Your
fun fact,
description just sounds like a diss, homie. They're small. They ain't got no muscles. They're fucking short legged bitches. They got big ass eyes. They don't got no balls. Like
hey man,
I feel, and you're labeling them as the Greys too. Is that really how we got to start this?
that's what
Oh
yes,
no!
yes.
Fuck.
The Greys are the most frequently seen alien species. Among reports of alien encounters, Greys make up to 50% of them in Australia, 73% in the US, 48% in Europe, and only around 12% in the UK. So I don't know what kind of aliens they're seeing in the UK, but not the normal ones. Abductions by Greys are said to be extremely traumatic, similar to an abduction by humans or even a sexual assault in the level of trauma and distress. Sometimes they are called the Roswell Greys or the Zeta Reticuli Greys because that is where they allegedly told Betty and Barney Hill that they were from. Now we rank them on our smellometer. So for smellometer, we got the top one being better than rain after a long drought. Then we got your mother's cooking or just nostalgic food. Then we got coffee beans, hot asphalt for mid, cigarette breath for pretty bad, week old body odor for really bad, and worse than Satan's ass than worse than you could possibly imagine. So what are we thinking about for grades? A lot of the times they don't have noses at all. So you would think if they could smell it, they if they smelled, they wouldn't know it.
I'm thinking just because we're labeling them as the Greys, or that's how they are labeled. Same thing with the color scale. I'm gonna say smell scale, right in the middle, right? We can go either extreme, gray. I'm thinking hot asphalt. Not too bad.
So nothing too strong.
I don't think so. I'd hope not, especially if we're saying that they lack, a bunch of human features, especially if they don't have, any genitals. Don't got that ball stank you gotta worry about. Fucking,
That's
how
true.
bad would their spaceship smell? How
That's
long do you
true.
think they'd have to travel over? And
Yeah, that's
you
a good
can't open a
question.
window. Maybe it'd be worse.
Maybe they
I don't
can't open the
know.
window.
Be pretty fucking rank, man.
Okay, next on our list we have reptilians. Reptilians are green or brown, scaly lizard like people, often around 6 to 7 feet tall, alleged to be involved in manipulation or control of human societies. Some people say they're from Earth. Other people suggest the Draco star system. The UFO type they probably are most associated with are large, dark, triangular crafts. And interactions with humans are generally negative. Stories of manipulation or subterfuge, and or are rumored to have infiltrated human governments at high levels. I don't know if you want to call him a whistleblower or just the guy who made it up. Kind of just your pick of that one. But the guy who popularized it was David Icke, a conspiracy theorist who claims shapeshifting reptilian aliens control Earth by taking on human form and gaining political power to manipulate human societies. He has stated on multiple occasions that many world leaders were or are possessed by so-called reptilians. So what are we thinking on the smellometer?
We probably do got reptile people. It's been confirmed on Inside Job. If you haven't seen that show, go watch it. Fantastic as far as conspiracies go. So good that it actually just got canceled because it was going to be picked up for another season, but I guarantee the FBI stepped in. They're like, homie, stop sharing our secrets. But I digress. If we think about reptiles in general, they got to molt every now and again,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I feel like that's going to help keep them fairly hygienic. I don't think that it's going to be something like when the molting's done, it's going to smell great. But then, you get all that, like, gunk and stuff off you. I'm going to probably say coffee bean level. I think that they wouldn't smell too bad. What are you thinking?
Well, they also like disguise themselves, so they can probably control their smell. So yeah, I'm thinking coffee makes sense to me. Third alien type is the Nordics. They are generally peaceful, often described as interested in the well being of humankind. Alleged contactees describe Nordics as being somewhat taller than the average human, standing roughly 6 to 7 feet, and showing stereotypically European or white features, such as long, straight blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin. The skin tone has also been reported by individuals who say they have seen such beings as being a pale blue gray or pastel purple. In the 1950s, George Adamski, a Polish-American ufologist, was among the first to publicly report his alleged contact with Nordic beings. Scholars note that the mythology of extraterrestrial visitations from such beings with physical features superficially described as Aryan often make mention of telepathy, benevolence, and physical beauty and grace. However, many purported alien and ET encounters also involve some degree of telepathy, serving as the primary communication. So yeah, these are telepathic, incredibly white people. See, this is the. I mean, let's just that's straight nonsense.
You think that's straight nonsense? Honestly, I
think
feel
that's
like
straight.
you just had some people fucking come down from like Norway or something. They were like, "Oh my god, they're aliens. They're over in
Exactly.
Germany or something." They're like, "Oh, what the hell?"
Yeah.
They just look too good. For some reason, I hear most of the people over in the, I guess, what is it, like Norway, Denmark, Sweden, like
Uh-huh.
those places, all of them are incredibly attractive. That's what I've heard. I feel like that's a stereotype.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well,
for real,
it's a weird. I don't know. It's just. It seems like a cultural thing more than a reality thing that the like angel like aliens would just be super white. It's just
that is, yeah, probably a,
that would be my gut reaction, but it could also be true.
that's fair.
But on the smellometer, they have to smell pretty good, right?
That's what I was
They're
thinking
not
too,
going to
right?
stink.
If they're going to be described how they are described, I would imagine they have to smell pretty good.
Yeah.
So, do we think that they smell like mom's spaghetti?
I mean, they might be the best ones. So we could put it in mom's spaghetti. We might have to put it up at the top in the end just to round out the list.
No, I think you're right. If they're described kind of as essentially like a form of perfection,
Yeah.
more or less, then yeah, they probably smell like well, the fresh air after rain from a drought.
All right, next up on our list is mantis. These are aliens who resemble large praying mantises, up to 8 feet tall, usually green or brown, and they're often seen as overseers or supervisors during abductions. Mantis aliens, also known as praying mantis aliens, are perhaps the most mysterious ET creatures. These beings appear within many alien contact scenarios, with contactees reporting the presence of these entities looming over their beds as they wake in the dead of night. While the mantis is not as widely reported as the gray or Nordic alien, it still holds an important role within many contact scenarios. Some researchers have considered mantis as a possible example of an early form of intelligent life from planet Earth itself, but obviously nobody knows.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. I don't like them. I don't
No.
like them one bit. I already know that there are some fucking freaky ass mantises here on Earth that can like decapitate birds. So if we're talking about one that's fucking 8 feet tall, dude, this shit just cuts you in half like an anime or something.
Yeah,
Just
it'd be like
ching,
lightsabers.
just gone. That's it. That's all you see. Just because of my bias and the fact that I would love to see one of these guys while I have a giant can of like Raid or something, gonna go towards the bottom of the list.
Yeah, they gotta
But
be pretty stinky. Probably weak old body odor. You know that? Yeah, they're bugs, man. They're not gonna smell good. Next on our list is the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are humanoid, but they're taller than average, and they're often depicted with gold accessories. According to Sumerian myths, they came to Earth to mine gold. It's part of their creation story, Sumerian. Often cited as coming from Nibiru, a supposed 12th planet in our solar system. Anunnaki are the main focus of ancient alien theories, being that they are believed to be the aliens who helped advance human civilization. So this is pretty much just the ancient alien theory that the Anunnaki are the ones that did all the pyramids and stuff.
I feel like I remember hearing about these guys from the dude on a Joe Rogan podcast, and he sounded a little unhinged, but
Oh yeah.
also I kind of loved it because he was so into it, and I was like, yeah, dude,
Oh yeah.
fucking hit me up with those sky people. Like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
man.
They gotta smell a little bad. They're like ancient, right? So
If they helped advance Earth, you don't think they would have a shower?
maybe, yeah, maybe they invented bathing.
I don't know about invented, but at the very least, they might partake. You
What do you
thinking
think?
straight mid or like coffee bean level?
Uh,
I think going between the two, because honestly, I would have put them a little higher. It sounds like you would have put them a little lower, so I think right in the middle is probably fine.
okay, next on the list is the Surians. They are human-like with subtle differences such as elongated skulls or taller stature. Generally described as benevolent and interested in spiritual development, they are reportedly from the star system Sirius, and they again are another one of these ancient alien.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, I would say probably better than most, considering some of these other ones that I'm looking at are a little dicey there.
Your mother's
So
cooking.
yeah,
Next, we have the Venusians, who are human like but extremely attractive. Generally peaceful, interested in promoting love and harmony. They are from Venus, and they are the seen in classic saucer-shaped UFOs. First known sightings in the 1950s, but they're not really seen anymore. This is another humanoid one.
I feel like most of the people who make up these sightings are just horny bastards. They're like, yeah, man, they were hot as fuck, dude. Um,
Yeah, you wouldn't know her. She's from a different planet.
exactly. If they're gonna be described as that, I feel like they have to smell at least okay, right? They
Yeah,
probably smell, at the very least, on par with a reptile. I would imagine. But once again, if you're flying around in a saucer, you can't really open up a window. It might get kind of stinky in there, so I can't imagine that you smell great, but
yeah,
you might have some type of alien cologne.
yeah. So
So
what are we
I'm gonna
thinking?
say coffee bean.
Next up is the Arcturians. They are short in stature with blue skin and large eyes, described as extremely advanced spiritually. Arcturians are a very advanced extraterrestrial civilization from the Arcturus star system who wish to share their knowledge and wisdom with the citizens of Earth. They are described as other dimensional advanced star beings, and they're said to be peace loving who are willing to communicate and work with any soul that wishes to travel with them to a higher level of consciousness. This one's a bit of a interdimensional sort of guy.
Sounds like a cool person. Love to vibe with them, but if I'm being honest, they sound like an alien hippie and going straight into weak old body odor.
Yep, I agree.
Like, if you're talking that spiritual, like, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I can't imagine you showered any time in the past week.
Next is Alpha Centaurians. Alpha Centaurians are a humanoid race possessing aquatic abilities about such as gills and webbed limbs to allow surviving in their oceanic environments. They have a luminous bluish gray skin tone and appear to vary significantly in height, some being short, some being tall. Being a naturally aquatic species, they are rumored to currently inhabit the deep ocean depths of Earth and are thereby believed to be the species piloting the submerged UFOs or USOs, occasionally seen primarily by Navy personnel. They are said to possess vast scientific and technical prowess that is amongst the highest quality in the universe and are stated to not only be credited with cattle mutilation, but also part of their mission statement on Earth is to help raise its local population's scientific, technical, and theoretical knowledge.
I'm sorry. How the hell did you get a mission statement from a fucking alien? Like, they were like, okay, guys, this is the first day in our company, so here's our clipboard. On the top, we have our mission statement. You know,
Yeah,
we're here to continue to populate the Earth.
and it's just a
Um,
terrifying half fish, half man telling you.
right, my God. If we're thinking about how they smell, I feel like they just smell like the ocean, right? They're constantly in water, so they can't smell too bad, but you're not going to shake that smell of fish. How would you rank fish on the scale of hot asphalt to cigarette breath?
I'd say cigarette breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because, the longer they're out of the ocean, if you're talking to them, it's just going to get fishier and fishier.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Day old fish market. Bad.
Okay, next on our list is the Orangean, also known as the Orange Race. These largely converge beneath southern Nevada, northern New Mexico, and possibly Utah. Some sources refer to a human race, others as a genetically altered red haired human strain, or so called human reptilian hybrid. They are described often as having a human form yet certain reptilian features. Some accounts suggest there may also be three orange colored reptilians inside each Orangean, but they possess no souls.
What?
Orangean.
No. You don't need to repeat yourself. It's okay.
What are we thinking? It's literally just some ginger dudes who live beneath the surface in the desert.
Dude, these are fucking cracked, man. A gut reaction. I'm gonna throw them on cigarette breath level. I don't
Okay.
feel like they can smell too good, especially if they're described as soulless.
Next up, we got chameleon. Reptilians genetically bred to enable themselves to appear human. They are allegedly infiltrators which can look remarkably human outwardly, although remaining reptilian. Internal organs, often described as appearing bulge-eyed with scaly, hairless skin behind their disguise. One report alleges that chameleons may utilize artificial lenses to conceal slit-pupiled irises. Some claim they are genetically bred mercenaries in a planned invasion takeover of human society.
What do you make with all these aliens being reptiles for one, and two, you just described contacts. Some magical invention to cover their eyes while they can still see through. Go back to the 1800s and tell me, and maybe you'll be surprised. But at this point, they just seem like a knockoff of the fucking Green Goblin that we got up in Coffee Beans.
Oh.
What is the real difference here? Am I missing something? Because it just feels like someone got real lazy when they were trying to make up a new alien species.
They are genetically bred for the purpose of appearing human.
Someone just got real fucking lazy when they're making up this next one, man. They were like, no. But we fuck them just to make sure that they look like humans. Like, that's what hot humans, not just any of them. My guy. Then you have the ones that are shapeshifters. They can go and decide to be anyone. So I don't really get your point here, but look, man, if you have a reptile fetish, just go ahead and say it is cool. Whatever. Go ahead and be a scaly. It's what we do now, apparently. They're knockoff of the OGs. I'm gonna say hot asphalt.
Next up, we have the reptoids, also referred to as Homosaurus lizard men, or the large Okay, large-nosed grays.
No. What's the word? What's the word? Say it.
What? Homosaurus?
Homosaurus?
Homosaurus.
There's no type of QC or anything when you were putting this together. You were just like, yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
You gotta understand, man. This is what people say.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure.
Oh shit. Okay. I need to put my sources, huh? I gotta have a works cited page on this one. They are described as being around 7 feet tall and of various colors, grotesque but most often moldy greenish with scaled crocodilian skin. Allegedly descended from a branch of bipedal sauroids, which existed thousands of years ago on Earth and via mutation and natural selection developed the brain-body coordination necessary to develop a technology. Some species still reportedly retain a visible tail. After an alleged ancient battle with early high-tech human societies, they were supposedly driven into underground networks or to off-planet bases. This is the large-nosed
What was their
grays.
names?
No. You heard the names.
Truth be told, I don't care where this one goes. I just want to move on to the next one.
Next up, we have the iguanas. Approximately 4 to 5 feet tall with iguana-like appearance, yet hominoid. They have sometimes been seen wearing black hooded monk robes or cloaks which conceal much of their saurian features, which include tails. They have been reported as being extremely dangerous and hateful towards humans. And like all other branches of the serpent race, they utilize black witchcraft, sorcery, and other forms of mind control against their human enemies.
Alright, a magician wizard lizard. I
Pretty
like it.
sick. Pretty sick. Yeah.
Iguana. Why so many reptiles?
I don't know. What are you implying? Somebody made this up?
I would never. I would never.
Okay. Good, because I mean,
My
this is.
magic wizard lizard is I'm thinking if he can cast black magic, he can probably make a good cup of coffee. Good coffee comes out pretty dark, like black magic. I'm gonna say coffee beans.
Next, we have the Moon Eyes, a race of peaceable humans some 7 to 8 feet tall with pale blue skin and large wraparound eyes, which are extremely sensitive to light. This reads and this feels like just a giant prank on you, so I'm fucking dying, man. But I swear to God, this is. These are. I mean, come on. Dude, you're the UFO. You believe in UFOs. Chase, you believe in UFOs.
Is that a trick question?
No. You do, right? We've been
Yes.
over this. Yes. So, I mean, dude. What's the big leap from UFOs to moon eyes or iguanas or the homosauruses?
Wrap around eyes? Are we talking like full like? Are we talking like full visor that goes straight around the head, or what?
I think just the gray thing again, where it's just like wraps around the corner of their face.
And these are moon people.
Yes, moon eyes. They may be the same as the large humans allegedly encountered on the moon by our astronauts, according to John Lear and others, who in turn were silenced and not allowed to tell what they saw. These people may, according to some accounts, be allied to the Nordics. The Moon Eyes apparently claim to be descendants of Noah, who traveled to the Western Hemisphere a few centuries after the flood and discovered ancient antediluvian cavern systems. They have been encountered mostly in deep cavern systems beneath the general region of the Ozark, Arkansas areas.
If they're homies with the Nordics and they got them big old moon eyes, I'm assuming they smell pretty good. I'm hoping. Get that nice Arkansas cooking. I don't know what it is. Maybe some possums here or there. That might be racist. Areaist? I don't know about that. If they're homies with the Nordics, I'm gonna assume that they smell pretty good. What are you thinking?
Yeah, they smell pretty good. Next up, we have the Eichels. The Eichels are small, hairy humanoids with cloven hooves, which inhabit deep caverns beneath South America and elsewhere. They may be members of a fallen pre-Adamic race which possessed angelic, animal, and humanoid characteristics. They have been known, according to South American natives, to kidnap women and children down through the ages, and many stories are told of South American tribes who have battled these creatures with machetes during certain of their forays to the surface.
Cloven feet. So are we thinking, like, what is that? Horse, goat? The
Yeah, it's like a goat.
goats are kind of stinky, homie.
Are they?
Yeah, and aren't goats sign of the devil? Like, isn't that some type of correlation there?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we got some satanic goat aliens. I'm gonna say we got some correlation there. 3 different points that lead to a triangle. I'm gonna say worse than Satan's ass.
Let's go, dude. We've rounded it out. Next up, we have the Anakim, also referred to as the Els, short for elder race, or simply as the Giants. Referred to in ancient Hebrew tradition, this race is allegedly tied in with ancient humans who broke off from mainstream humanity because of their vast size. They are said to range anywhere from 9 to 11 and in some cases even 12 feet in height. They have allegedly been encountered in deep and extensive cavern systems from Alaska to Mexico and are believed to have interstellar traveling capabilities.
I feel kind of bad for these guys, man. They're just like they got looked up upon, and they're just like we don't want you guys around. You just make us feel all too short.
Yeah.
Like the tall guys in the short community, they were like, look, man, we aren't useful anymore. You can grab all the cups from the top of the cupboard. We gotta have something to do. Get out of here. And then just like that, they got exiled, and now they're fucking living in caves for some reason.
To be fair, though,
I feel like
I think they're going to be stinky. They're just bigger people,
Yes.
so they got worse body odor.
100%. I don't understand that train of thought that we have giants living in caves. That seems like it wouldn't really work out too well. Caves oftentimes I feel like can be pretty narrow, pretty tiny. So, what are they doing? Are they also reptiles? Can they contort and like squish their bodies in weird ways?
No.
Oh,
Yeah. No. Um,
weak old
I'm
body
thinking
odor.
weak old body odor. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the dracons, largely subterranean, pterodactyl-like hominoids with bat-like wings. Sometimes described as possessing horns and thus are considered very similar to the traditional depiction of the devil, according to certain individuals who have encountered them. Very intelligent and extremely malignant, sometimes referred to as Mothmen, although that title might be a little misleading. So, in the canon of this alien list here, Mothman was probably a Dracon.
I don't understand. If Mothman is around in your city, and you know, okay, we have some weird, fucking unnatural, otherworldly being. It's in the name, Mothman. Set up a giant fucking light bulb, dude. Catch that motherfucker. It's been like 50 plus years. What are you guys doing? Stop sitting on your ass. I saw a YouTube video of a dude that made like a 20,000 watt light bulb and he made a miniature sun inside of his house. You guys can do that too. You have a fucking city. If you have bridge money, you can make a giant bulb. I digress. Anyway, moth people.
This is fucking
Sure. Dude, for real. He'd fly right into that shit. He'd burn his hands and be like, yo, homies, what the fuck? But it's going to be so goddamn bright that we'd be able to actually see him.
Dude, we gotta fund. Again, you should have been on the police force last time. We need to fund this mission for you to catch the Mothman in this manner. You just need a net gun and a giant lamp.
I can do
Right?
it.
Yeah,
I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll just mount it on top of a bridge and just sit there with the thickest pair of sunglasses I can find. It'll be like the grandpa glasses, but just straight sunglasses. The ones that are like that fucking thick, the bifocals. Yeah.
You see his shadow
Chilling up there.
pass, you're like, bingo.
These pterodactyl bat things. I don't like bats, man. I don't know if you know this about me, but
Really?
bats carry rabies. I hate rabies. It's one of my rational fears.
Fair.
I'm gonna rank them pretty low, just
Yeah.
because I'm biased. So I'm gonna say they smell like a booty hole. But what are you thinking?
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
that's
They
good.
gotta be stinky. Next up are the MIBs, also referred to as the Men in Black. They are apparently in many cases humans who are controlled by alien influences, although other MIBs have been encountered who do not seem human but more reptilian or synthetic. The MIBs have been encountered often after UFO sightings, usually intimidating witnesses into keeping silent about what they've seen. Many of the witnesses may be abductees with suppressed memories of the event. Their threats appear to be motivated by attempts to utilize terrorism, fear, or intimidation as a psychological weapon against witnesses. This weapon may not be used to keep the human MIB under control, but by the human MIB themselves. They are often, though not always, seen in connection with large black automobiles, some of which have been seen disappearing into mountains, canyons, or tunnels, or in some cases apparently appear out of nowhere and then disappear back into nowhere. Okay, so I think at this point, we've, the Greys, there's some pretty compelling evidence out there. The MIBs, I think there's some pretty compelling evidence out there. We got many cases about after aliens, allegedly a large sighting of aliens, then Men in Black come and interrogate a bunch of people. Could also obviously be the CIA, but then we also have people saying about how they were really, really fucking creepy. So one of these
Yeah.
that are not the craziest. Not the craziest.
I gut reaction definitely feel like a CIA type thing. I mean, they're rolling up. One, their drip is immaculate from what you were telling me, especially with the vehicles that they're fucking pulling up in. I imagine like a Bentley or a Range Rover or something just dripped out in black, maybe trimmed out with a little bit of gold because, I mean, have that extra little bit of flash, why not? They gotta smell pretty good, right? Like, they're doing their job.
No,
they're,
I don't
they're
think so.
rolling up. Oh.
I don't think so.
That's fair. You want to
think
be as...
I think because a lot of these stories they're like he came to me and he looked normal, except like I could tell he didn't have ears, and like he didn't blink, and like he was like wrinkleless. So I think they gotta smell a little bit, just a little off, because everything else is just like a little off about them.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe cigarette breath or hot asphalt, maybe mid. But I think
I
it would be a little off.
I think I missed that portion of details there, but that would make sense with what you were just telling me, because the thought that I had when you were like, hold on a second, was wait, if they are there to silence people, they don't want to be known by many. They probably just want to blend in. You don't want to be smelling real good like Terry Crews in an Old Spice commercial.
Oh yeah.
Sponsor us. Or, you don't want to have. You don't want to be smelling like doo doo or like you haven't showered in a few weeks. So these people would look over and be like, oh my god, that guy needs to get it together.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sorry, man, but my water got cut off because, California's water is really fucking expensive now. There's a drought going on a little bit. And I mean, they just started to piss water out of the dam because why not? I mean, for some fucking reason, Trump decided to, push out some type of executive order for the Los Angeles wildfires. So I'm sorry that I can't shower because it cost me $100 fucking for a 5-minute shower. I'm not that rich, dude. So anyway, yeah, they probably give you that type of look. So probably somewhere in the mid.
Okay.
Cigarette breath wouldn't be bad though.
Okay. Cigarette breath.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, we have the dragon worms. These creatures are largely subterranean and have been reported on very rare occasions. Although a mutation of the serpent race which lost the use of its limbs through centuries of atrophication is nevertheless apparently a part of the reptilian conspiracy. The dragon worms are allegedly very intelligent, according to certain sources. They have sometimes been described as appearing similar to a giant worm or...
If you hit them with some salt, a little bit of high heat,
might taste good.
I mean, yeah.
Imagine you start roasting one, it starts smelling like lobster or something.
Ooh.
Then that would be your mother's cooking, you know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, don't threaten me with a good time, man. As is, I don't feel like they would smell like much. I mean, have you ever pulled like a worm out of the dirt and just kind of gave it a sniff?
It just smells like dirt.
Yeah, doesn't really smell like much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
we got the Seatians, a human race of Mediterranean or South American appearing tan-skinned humans. Although they have slightly pointed ears, higher physical density for their size, slightly broader nose, 5'5" tall on average, and often
dude,
wear
homie,
short...
this is just racial profiling. What are you talking about?
This is just like... This is just 20% of the human population. And they often wear short Roman or crew-style haircuts.
Sure, man, sure.
They are said to have been victimized by the gray population.
They're really taking the word alien, I feel like, a little out of context here on this one.
You know what? Because he's got a sick-ass, like, cool haircut, and it's just kind of a dude, kind of a dense short guy, you know? Kind of just a homie. Kind of just like built little guy. I'd say better than rain after a long drought.
Oh,
kind of like
damn.
you, Chase. This is kind of just like you.
Okay, well, those are a lot of compliments there, but you see how ghostly pale I am, for one. And two, how dare you call me short when you are only like an inch taller than me, motherfucker? Like, barely, and that's on a good day, okay? This fucking clown, dude.
I was waiting to call you that. Oh, man.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So you had that one locked and loaded. You were like, yeah, you short-ass little motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking, what, 6'3"? 6'4"? On a good day? Oh, no, too short for you. This fucking guy, man. He just wanted to bully me.
Denser than average.
You don't.
Than average, man. You're
I
pretty
know
dense.
what my cock is, dude. I know. I'm fully aware. Okay.
All right. Hey, but better than rain after a long drought, man. Can't take
I will
that
take
away
it. There
from
were
me.
a lot of compliments there, but there were also quite a few jabs at the same time. So both thank you and fuck you? Question mark.
Alright. Next up, we have the Sasquatch.
Holy.
Okay, large,
You
hairy
just.
humanoids.
No. You just had to throw this in. This isn't an alien.
Chase, let me explain.
Gage, you were
Lock,
trying to
lock
Bigfoot
in.
pill me again.
Lock the
This
fuck
is
in.
a
Let me
year and a
explain.
half in making. You were trying to Bigfoot pill me, but you know what? Go ahead.
Lock in. Get ready for this, dude. Get ready. You're just get ready. Large, hairy humanoids who are usually troglodyte or cave or cavern dwellers. Although they have been known to forage through mountainous or wooded areas on the surface and search for roots, berries, grasses, and nuts which make up their diet. They are believed to possess a heightened sensing ability which allows them to steer clear of human influence. They are more human than animal, according to some reports, although they have often been mistaken for animals, which has forced them to take up a largely subterranean lifestyle. They have often been described as having a human face on an ape's body. They are mostly strict vegetarians, which may be explained by the possibility that they might be a hybrid between humans and sapiens. Such interbreeding, if possible, is certainly not possible in modern times due to increasingly divergent genetic strains between the two groups. Most Sasquatch may possess a human soul matrix. They are usually described as being 7 to 8 feet tall, while other branches may be smaller. Hairy humanoids, both larger and smaller, have on some occasion been observed in connection with UFO encounters. Chase, lock in. Sasquatch have been known to attack humans only in self-defense, sometimes throwing large boulders to frighten intruders away. Sometimes, there have also been hairy hominoids, which possessed either robot-like or amphibian characteristics. There is a possibility, I should preface this, there is a possibility that other entities, possibly more animal than human, are the result of humanoid, Sasquatch, and non-human sapien interbreeding, in which case the offspring might be human or beast in nature. But this is speculation. That last sentence right there, that was just speculation.
Oh, okay. Only that last sentence. Gotcha. Understood. What do you want me to lock in for? You just told me about fucking Sasquatch, and then you threw a fucking fish and a robot in there for some fucking reason, and you're like, "Oh, no, homie, lock in though, lock in."
Dude, I was spitting facts and logic, man.
Facts and logic. You're right. Only that last sentence there was speculation. That makes sense. Everything else checks out. It's golden. Give me that Bigfoot pill to swallow.
Alright.
This fucking guy. This was really the whole reason for this entire video, isn't it? You were like, oh, dude, I got this guy. Check and to call me short. I'm sorry. That's right.
Okay. Alright, well, how does Bigfoot smell? I think he smells really bad.
He smells real bad, dude.
Yeah, okay. Worse than Satan's ass.
Do you think that bad? I would think body odor.
Okay.
I think he would just be a little stinky.
Okay. Martian or greens. Little green men, stereotypically old-fashioned looking aliens said to be from Mars. The term little green men came into popular usage in reference to aliens during the reports of flying saucers in the 1950s. In one classic case, the Kelly Hopkinsville sighting in 1955, two rural Kentucky men described a supposed encounter with metallic silver craft, somewhat humanoid-looking aliens no more than 4 feet in height. And that's the greens. Before the stereotypical alien was like the gray, it was like the greens, the little green men, you know?
I feel like the green men should be the more common ones. I don't know. Those are like the ones that in the cartoons I remember seeing growing up. I don't remember seeing little gray guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're
They're green, so you don't think it would smell that good.
But then again, green eggs and ham, like that would smell pretty good.
Not on a person. Damn, dude, you smell good. You smell like eggs.
Or ham. Oh shit. You thinking like some cigarette breath, like that type
Yeah.
of like, well, that little
Yeah.
bit of stank.
A little
Yeah. All
funky.
right. A little funk, bearable, but a little funk.
Yeah. All right. Next up, second to last, we got amphibians. Similar to the reptoids, yet being hominid creatures with reptilian and amphibian like features, and they are semi aquatic in nature. May have once lived on land but became more aquatic over the centuries. They have been encountered near swampy regions, rivers, etc., and have been known to attack people without being provoked.
If they're swamp dwellers, just kind of makes me think of swamp ass, and that shit stank, dude.
Yep, worse than
Uh,
Satan's ass.
yeah, that
I'll say.
that one's going down. Granted, that's a cute ass picture of a toad, and I kind of want to lick it and see if it's hallucinogenic, but I don't get that option. So, just based off that description, yeah, I'm gonna say pretty stinky.
Okay, yep. Last on our list, we have the railoids. These are gray type entities which are apparently somewhat taller than the usually encountered grays, yet with extremely thin rail like torso and limbs, yet very strong. So these are like the evil grays. That's pretty much all I got on them.
Evil grays that are scrawny but yoked.
Yep. Kind of like me.
Yeah.
Hey man, you get to
Um,
be the cool alien. I don't get to be one.
I didn't label myself. You just wanted to call me short, homie. Uh, let's see. I don't know where these guys would stand. I mean, if they're just like the taller, buffer grays, then probably in the same category, right? I can't imagine they'd smell too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say mid.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to put them higher, lower? What are you thinking?
No, that works. That works. And there we have our tier list of insane aliens I found. That is all of the aliens reported to be on Earth. And, I don't know, I thought it was pretty compelling evidence. I don't know about you.
If you stuck around for this, you are a fucking trooper, man. This was certainly something. Granted, I had a lot of fun. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if people just want to hear us with our demented ramblings in the background, but yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Hey man, this
Um,
is legit. This is legit what people have seen. I'm just reporting the facts.
reporting the facts. Gonna
And the
stand
evidence.
behind that one, aren't you? All
Yeah.
right.